Hi guys. In this lesson we're going to do quadratic sequences. As you can recall, I said we're going to basically do two types of sequences, the arithmetic ones, which we did a lot of now. Now we're going to do the quadratic one. Now you can immediately in your mind think quadratic means square. So you can get a little picture already in your mind. After this lesson, you can read through this slowly. We're going to be able to do different patterns. We're going to be able to recognize if it is a quadratic or an arithmetic sequence. And we will also be able to find the term that you can't see, the one before the first term. But let's rather do examples. It's much easier to see what we want to accomplish in this lesson. We basically want you to recognize and to know what a quadratic equation is, quadratic sequence. So if you look at this one here, this is exactly what I said. There's a squarey thing because quadratic means you are squaring something. Now, if you can recall the square numbers that we did in previous lessons, 1, 4, 9, 16, etc., we already found the formula in square. So I'm not going to even show you where it's coming from again. The 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, or n square when you get to the nth term. Now let's just see. If we get the difference, remember the difference is always, I'm going to make the arrow there. The difference is always right-hand side minus left-hand side. Please never swap them around. And that will give you 3. Just to check, right-hand side minus left-hand side, 9 minus 4 is 5. Oopsie, now I see something. The first difference, as I know from arithmetic sequences, were always the same. But now I'm on quadratic sequences, and now the difference is not the same anymore. Let's check further. 16 minus 9 is 7 in that direction. 25 minus 16 is 9 in that direction. So now I see all the first differences are not the same as arithmetic sequence anymore because it's not an arithmetic sequence. Let's check. Second difference. 5 minus 3 in that direction is 2. 7 minus 5 in that direction is 2. 9 minus 7 in that direction is 2. Now I see a pattern. In the second difference, I see that all my second differences are the same. Good. So we're just going to look at a few of them. We're going to later on see where do we get these formulae from. We're just going to let you make very sure that you understand what is a quadratic sequence. Now we did it extra a little bit. We said now 2n squared plus 3. So what do? Let's just see where they get it from. If you do term 1, you say 2n squared plus 3, but the n is now 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3 is 5. And that is where they get the 5 from. So you can do this with every term. So you take your formula, and for the term 2, you replace the n with the 2. So 2 squared is 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11. And that's how they get the 11, etc., etc. So you take your formula, and you because now there's no common difference. So now you can't just do 2 and say, oh, I'm adding the same thing, I'm adding the same thing, and in that manner get your sequence. You have to work out the first 3 or 4. Normally, if we've got to the 4th one, you don't even have to go any further. This one is worked out to the 5th one. But can you see all the first differences? They are all different. So there is not a specific pattern like 666 or over, but there is a pattern. Let's check. If I do second difference, right-hand side minus left-hand side, it's 4 every time. So my second difference every time is the same. So it seems to me that if I take any squarey equation, n squared or 2n squared plus 3, if I work it out and I write down my sequence, there will always be a second difference that is exactly the same. So let's just look at this one. This one is a little bit more complicated because it's a longer formula, but can you see it's still a quadratic equation? Ax squared plus bx plus c, remember that quadratic equation? There's just now n's and not x's. So here they worked out term 1, term 2, term 3, etc. So that's how they got this sequence, but they just wrote it out neatly because it's too much to just do in your head. So if you do get one like this, please write it out like we did here so that you make sure that you get the right answers. So there, and if I then take the first difference there, 10, 14, 18, there is a kind of a pattern, but it's not the same. If I take the second difference there, I will see the second difference is the same all over. Good. Now, there's a very good reason why we first check all these different quadratic sequences. This is the one that we can actually now already call a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c. It's the one you know from long ago where we did parabolas. Good. So there is your formula. It's like a parabolas equation, but now it does have n's instead of x's. So instead of saying ax squared plus bx plus c, you say an squared plus bn plus c, because why? We are working with terms, the number of terms, and that's why we need the n. So the first difference is a linear number, the first difference. The second difference is a constant. So if you looked at all the first differences, they were all different, but when I get to the second difference, they were the same, so they were constant. Good. Let's look at an example. Here they ask you to find the next two terms in this sequence. So they gave me 5, 12, 21, 32. We did the first differences there, which is 7. Then we did that difference, which is 9. We did that difference, which is 11. That was our first differences. When we do the second difference, that minus that gives me 2. And the same there, it's 2. Okay, but now I do not have a formula. I just have my figures. And now they want the next two terms. So for this, you need to work a little bit backwards, because the only thing you know for sure is that the second difference is the same. So if I can now do this, and I can put a 2 here, look what happens here. 9 plus 2 is 11. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. So what do I do here? 11 plus 2 is 13. But they want the next two, so I'm just going to carry on a little bit. So I'm going to do another one there. So I'm working from the bottom upwards, because the only thing I'm sure of is the bottom. So I know this needs to be 2 as well. So what happens every time? They say 11 plus 2 is 13. So now I must say 13 plus 2 is 15. So all I did now, I extended my first differences. But now what is the first difference? It's the difference between term 4 and term 3. Term 3 and term 2. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to do that. And just to make very sure, this 21, they added 11. They added 11, and that gave them the 32. So what do? I take the 32, I'm adding 13, that gives me 45. You agree? And I'm going to do the same here. 45, I'm going to add 15, and that gives me 60. And there's my next two terms. So when they do this, also an exam question, they many times, actually most of the times, they ask you to find the next one or two terms, just to see if you understand the pattern. The bottom is always the same, the second difference. So I have to work from the second difference backwards. And luckily, you've got lots of examples here to check what is done with the second difference if I work backwards. What is done with the first difference if I work backwards? So you can see the pattern, and you can just carry on with the pattern, and there's your next two terms. Good. I'm going to take it off to see if you all on your own, if you now do it, if you can redo that without having any clue or hint. Remember, you need to not look at the answer at all. You try it all on your own, even if it's wrong, and then when you can see where you made your mistake after you looked at the answer, the formal answer, you know to correct that specific mistake, and you'll never ever make that mistake again. Good. So there will be the formal answer, and you can just check that out. Good. Let's look at this one. It's the same sequence, 5, 12, 21, that we did previously, but now they ask you, find the term before T1. So that means find T0. Now, T0 is not part of your sequence, but there's a very good reason why we are finding this T0. You'll see just now, but let's just see what they did here. They did the same. 12 minus 7, 12 minus 5 is 7. 21 minus 12 is 9. You see the direction. They did that one there. That direction gives me 11. Then they did the second difference, as we now used to by now. 9 minus 7 is 2. 11 minus 9 is 2. So there's your second differences, and there's your first difference. Now they're asking you to work. You remember the previous one, they asked you to find the next two terms. Now they ask you to find the previous term. So I'm going to do exactly the same as I did previously. I'm going to carry on here. Maybe I should just take out my arrow so I have space here. You know now which one is which. You're going to do exactly the same. You're going to do this, and you know the common difference is 2 at the bottom. All the second differences are the same. Now what have they done? They said 9 minus 2 gives you 7. So 7 minus 2 gives you 5. So I know my first difference here is 5. Let's do that other little arrow thingy there, because remember, what are we looking for? We're looking for T0. Now let's just check. If we're not sure what is happening, let's check. 12 minus 7 is 5. 12 minus 7 is 5. So 5 minus 5 is 0. So it's just by accident that it's 0. Don't think it should be 0. For this specific example, your T0 is also 0. And if you're not sure if you're right, let's check. 5 minus 5 is 0. 12 minus 7 is 5. 21 minus 9 is 12. So you can check the pattern right through. So if you made a silly little mistake, you will know why you made the mistake. Now you'll see just now, I'm going to take it off so you can do it all on your own. And you'll see just now why it's important that we are able to do that T0. So there's your T0, which is 0, which we found just now. There. So you know where that is coming from. Now in our next lesson, we're going to explain carefully, because remember the formula that we're working with now is an squared plus bn plus c. So remember, we now did T0 for a specific reason, and when we get to the next lesson, you'll see where the A and the B and the C slots in and why we need to do all of these. So for this lesson, it's just a practice to find the second difference, to find the next two terms, or to find the previous term. So it's really actually very easy. And then as usually, there will be examples with answers so that you can practice a bit further. So this whole lesson is actually a practicing lesson where you just practice your basic skills to recognize the formula. And now in our next lesson, we'll get to the proper problems where you can really do proper problems that you're going to see in the exam. See you next time.